Hey guys, okay. I don't know whether any of you were able to join me earlier. I'm just going to start all over again because I was talking away and it didn't look like we were connected at all. So I am sorry if you're going to hear this all over again. I am sorry if you were waiting and you couldn't get in. We're doing it now. Sometimes things just don't go the way we want. Anyway, welcome. I'm Dr. Marcia Martin, the heart healer, and today we are going to talk about everything the angels want you to know. And that is so important right now in the world with so much hatred and unrest. Because remember, it doesn't matter what side you're on, both sides believe they are right. And always behind hatred, there is fear. There is fear that there will be loss or that you will be unable to do the things that you want to do, or that something will be taken from you, or that you will somehow or in some way not be able to receive or to have what it is that you are hoping for. So, as empathic beings, you are beautiful beings of love. And this means that we are depending on you. The world is depending on you to bring more love and light into the world, to help keep that vibration high, to help those who are lost in the darkness find their way to the highest good for all. So let us join together and share love with the world instead of fear, instead of hatred, instead of antagonism. So, the reason that the angels want you to know all about them, especially at this time, is that they are wonderful helpers. They are a tremendous source of joy, but they're also a tremendous source of guidance and wisdom. But the one thing they want you to remember above all else is that you are safe and loved. But let me clarify that. I am never saying that this physical body is immortal. I am telling you that the you that is you, the energetic eternal being that is you, that non physical energy only person will continue with or without the physical body. So, yes, the physical body can wear out. Yes, you can get to the point where this physical vessel can no longer sustain your energetic being. However, no hurt or harm will come to the energetic spiritual being that is you. So you are always connected to the divine and you are always loved. That means that you get to experiment a little bit more than you may believe possible right now. And by that, I mean you don't go doing crazy physical things and then ask the divine to rescue you. But if you want to expand or explore more than you thought you possibly could because you believe that you have restrictions placed upon you, it's okay. Know that some of your experimentation may damage the physical body. Some will make the physical body even stronger. Of course, you want to be in harmony with all the parts of yourself. And that means your goal should be to create a beautiful physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual whole. But it is okay to try different things and not feel badly if they don't go the way that you expected. No matter what happens, you are always safe and loved. And the angels will never cause you hurt or harm or ask you to hurt or harm another person. And we need to remember, in this culture where blame seems to be something that we do without thinking much about it, nothing happens without your consent. Now, here's where it can get tricky. You may say, I didn't agree to that. You can have pre life agreement, you can have subconscious agreement. But if you were to search long enough, if your awareness was great enough, you would understand that you have made an agreement. Otherwise, you would not be experiencing whatever it is that you're experiencing. Now, things are a little trickier when it comes to mass consciousness. So you may say, okay, well, I didn't choose to experience this particular thing, but the rest of the world did. Well, you chose to be here at this time when this was going on. So, yes, you did agree. Now, what I want you to understand is that you can have peace in the midst of the storm. So, even if all craziness is going on around you, you can still choose to hold your peaceful center and to be in alignment with the divine and to have angelic support. And Star Girl, I'm so glad you're here today. I am so delighted when anyone is able to find this information from the angels and make use of it. And that is something else that I really need your help with. Please, if you know someone who would benefit from this information, please share it. Let's help each other. There's no need for competition. We are in the era now, the Aquarian age, which is all about cooperation. So let's learn to help each other and support each other. Something to remember, we have given conscious agreement to be here and to be experiencing what we are experiencing. But you may feel like, okay, well, if I can give subconscious agreement or a pre life agreement, can't I have in place some agreements with the angels that, hey, when I get myself in this big mess, you'll come and rescue me? Uh, yes and no. The angels want you to be present. They want you to understand and to grow and to expand and to explore. And God gave us free will. Now, because we have this, it means the angels cannot interfere. You must be present to what's happening and ask for their assistance. The only time that they can make an exception is when you have put yourself in a dangerous situation and it's not your time to leave, or it is a parent asking for intervention for their child, or a child who doesn't yet understand what they're doing. That's when the angels can interfere. But we have this beautiful gift of free will that allows us to make mistakes and to ask for help and to learn and grow. So we don't want the angels doing it for us. We want ourselves to really become aware of the choices that we are making and learn to make better choices with their support and guidance. Yes, and Evan is saying, do I mean something similar to holding the inner peace, such as Gandhi suggests? Yes, all hell can be breaking loose around you, and you don't have to participate in it if you are in alignment. It may not feel good to you if it's chaos and madness and craziness, but you don't have to be in a state of panic. You can be still in your state of alignment and awareness and do more good from that state than you can if you allow yourself to bottom out and to give in to the fear. And it is very tempting to give into fear, especially when we are going through what we're going through with all these changes. It feels like you have to get mad or you have to be afraid. But that is a trick. And I want you to go higher, go even more into love and to the assurance that you are safe. Because from your anger or your resentment or your fear, you are taking your energetic vibration and lowering it, and you're making it more difficult for yourself to hear and follow the guidance of the divine. So you may be walking up a hill when you are trying to hold your peaceful center in the middle of a mass chaotic event. But if you get angry or fearful, you will still be needing to walk up that hill, but now you're trying to do it while pushing a boulder uphill and having a whole bunch of boulders strapped to your legs. Do it the easy way, and that is from your high vibrational place. So the angels cannot interfere and just whoop you out of your circumstance, but they are omnipresent. They are everywhere. They are wanting to help you. And the reason they don't take physical form constantly is because they want to be everywhere they possibly can with everyone who is asking for their assistance and to be of the greatest assistance they can be. You're not going to make them less effective if you need them at the same time millions of other people need them. That's not the problem. But if you insist that they have to appear to you in their physical form, you are asking them to take a huge amount of energy, because it is very difficult to slow their energy down enough so they can become dense enough for us to see them as physical beings. So you're asking them to do a whole lot of work that doesn't really have a lot of value attached to it. Believe me, if they need to be physical, they will be. But learn to be a mature spiritual seeker by connecting with them through the heart center so that you can really get the full benefit of their help. Just get used to, I can connect anytime. I always have access to these answers, and I am willing to do my part and not ask them to do the heavy lifting. They don't need to get into physical form. I can really get a rich inner life going and commune with them anytime I want to. They are not human and they don't take physical form. They prefer to stay in that energetic form. And one of the reasons is because they have greater access to the wisdom with that ability to stay in that highest elevation. And you want them to be able to keep that broader vision. Don't constrict them by asking them to come down or make themselves less than. Now, when I first began this, I didn't understand the divine or how magnificent the help we have truly is. So I used to say a lot of things like, gosh, I am really concerned that I may be asking the angels to help me too often. Or what's the benefit to the angels for helping me? I don't want them to feel like, oh, she's asking again. Well, the divine are the ultimate givers. So that means the angels benefit from helping us just as we benefit from their help. The angels also want to grow and expand and explore. They want to become more complete, just as God is complete. And we want to become more complete, to be more like the divine. And that, the way we become that is to help others, to do these acts of service, to be in communion and alignment with the divine. So the angels, by helping us, help themselves, and we, by helping others, help ourselves. We, by calling on the angels, are also helping them. They don't see themselves as superior. They see and know that they are energetic beings, but they see us and they see beings of tremendous courage. So don't look at them as superior beings or beings that may hold judgment against you. Instead, look at them as wise helpers who admire you and are really proud of what you are doing. The angels are lighthearted, but they do get the job done. So even when the angels are tasked with a serious task, they are absolutely going to get you to the place that you need to be in the smallest amount of time with the smallest amount of effort that will still accomplish what needs to be done. But they are not going to look at it as a burden or a job or something that is so difficult. Instead, they see everything as possible, and they are helping you to see it as possible as well. So they hold that light-hearted vibration of love and joy, even though they are very powerful beings. They are also fearless because they understand that there's nothing to fear because they see the big picture. They see that you're eternal. They see that there is nothing that you can do or say that will stop the divine from loving you. They see that it's impossible to get yourself in a situation that is going to completely annihilate you. It may cause you to change back to your energetic form, but you will continue. The angels often will say to me, it's as though we're standing in the dark and we are unable to turn the light on because we can't see the light switch. They can see the dark and the light, and they always know where the light switch is. That's why it's so helpful to have them in our lives. Now remember, the angels are beings of the divine. This means they are beings of love, and they will only communicate with you through love. If you are engaging with an energy that is asking you to hurt or harm another being or yourself, you are not talking with a divine being, an angelic being. So just simply take a breath, clear your energetic field, raise your vibration, and try again. There are no exceptions to this rule. The angels are always loving. Now, how can you tell if you are talking to an angel or if you are talking to a lower energetic being? First of all, let's be very clear that it is unusual for there to be any physical evidence. So you're not going to see them. You are not going to hear an outside voice. It's not going to feel as though somebody is squeezing your shoulder or tapping you on the shoulder. These are energetic, vibrational beings. So when they speak to you, it will be in your voice. It will be a voice inside your head. When you have the vision, it is more likely that you will see it with your third eye in the window screen of your mind than that you will actually see something out in the world other than dots and flashes of colors. When you feel their presence, it doesn't feel like something outside of you. It feels like something from within that is spreading out. So If you're feeling something that is intrusive, it is not an angelic presence. If you are being told to hurt or harm yourself or anyone else, it cannot be an angelic presence. If you are being told critical things or being told things like you're stupid or you're ugly or you're fat or you're too skinny, too tall, too whatever it is, criticism and angels don't go together. They will correct you, but they will correct you with love and kindness, not with cruelty and criticism. So if you are confused, that is your benchmark way to understand. If it feels cruel or off, it is. Take that breath, clear your energy. You're going to have to do some work to raise your vibration, because if you actually got into a conversation with a lower energetic being, it's a good indicator that your vibration is low. They can't talk to you when you're in your high place because they occupy a low space. So go high and connect with the angelic beings. Also, with the angels, they are not going to show you gruesome or troubling visions. It's just, it is a beautiful experience. You may feel as though you cannot contain the joy of the experience, and your eyes may well up with tears of joy, but you will feel so good. Oftentimes, when I bring in the Marys, and when bringing in, I mean when I bring them into my energetic space, there is so much love there. They're here right now, and so much joy, and you just feel so connected that it is as though you cannot contain it. But that's not sadness. That is uplifting, and that is an angelic presence. And Evan, talk to the angels as though they are your friends. You don't need any kind of formula. You don't need a ritual. You don't need a specific prayer unless that is working for you. And I'm going to get to that in just a minute. A couple of these things of what we can and cannot do. There really are so few restrictions. It's a wide open vista. If you feel that following a specific formula is going to make you have a more optimal experience because you don't have to worry about what words you're saying, then use that formula, that ritual, that prayer. But if you love to just flow, then the formula, the prayer, may feel restrictive. There's no one right way, there's only your right way, and you'll feel it here. That was a great question, Evan. Um, Now, just to be clear, you have to clear the dark energy. If you connected with a dark energy, don't just say, oh, that's okay. Do the clearing work. Use your breath, check in with your heart, raise your vibration. Even if you have to take a walk or do some physical exercise to get out of that space, you must clear that energy. You do not want to give the dark a doorway into your energetic field. They are tricksters, they are unethical beings, and they're not interested in your well being. So don't try to reason with them or argue with them or try to prove to them why you are right. Exit their energetic space and don't invite them back in. Now, on the other side, the more you acknowledge the angels, the stronger your connection will be. So make a daily habit out of connecting with the angels. It doesn't have to be for a long period of time. Take a few minutes. Hey, guys, angels, love you. So glad you're here with me. Thank you for leading and guiding me. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate all the help that you're giving me. Do you have any advice for me today? Is there anything I should be concentrating on? Establish a relationship that becomes a friendship so that you are comfortable with them. Right. Stargirl says they will send signs. Yes, be alert. Well, you're out, and it seems always to be easier when you're outside because they have more access to those things. But look around. They'll send hummingbirds, regular birds, different kinds of animals, feathers, money, signs on billboards, signs on license plates, songs on the radio. There are so many ways they can communicate with you. But the more that you are open to communicating with them, the easier it will be. So just have fun with this. Enjoy yourself. You cannot damage the relationship. They understand that you don't know everything and that you are learning. So, as long as, like any other friendship, if you feel that you have done something that is offensive, go back to them and say, "Gosh, I'm really sorry. I didn't understand. Please forgive me." And then don't do that again. Jesus says in the Bible, and I am not a religious person, but I do love the words and the work of Jesus as the because it is such a perfect example. But Jesus says to someone who he had just finished healing, "Go and sin no more." Now, in the religious community, they've made a big deal about how bad everyone is and what horrible sinners we all are. But if you look at this from a spiritual perspective and you don't assign a religious connotation to it, you will see that sin means mistake. So Jesus said to this person, "Don't do this mistake again. Because if you keep doing this mistake, you will attract this disease." It's the same for every relationship. Once you understand what you are doing that is bringing hurt or harm, you need to make a conscious choice to stop it. Don't keep doing the thing that is hurting you unless you really enjoy the consequences of that hurt. And if you enjoy them, please reach out for help. That is not normal. That is not okay. It is not for your highest good. Please reach out for help. Now, what are you telling me here, guys? No. Evan, excellent. They don't get mad or upset. They are delighted by your communication. There are days when I have just lost my cool. Everything seemed to be going wrong. And I have just said, "Okay, angels, really? Can you guys stop this? I need help. I don't want one more thing to go wrong. I'm really getting frustrated and overwhelmed here." Now, I know they're not causing me problems, but I want them to fix everything like they always do. So once I get that out of my system, I got to take a breath and say, "Okay, it's me that's out of alignment. What do I need to do? How can I get myself back into alignment?" Well, the easiest way is, what's going right? What can I focus on that feels good? Angels, please help me see all of the good, all of the beauty, all of the love, all of the joy that is surrounding me so that I can feel good and get back into alignment. They understand this is a frustrating place to be. They understand that growth is not always painless and sometimes feels really icky. It's okay. Just do your best to get back into alignment as quickly as you can, because that's how you're going to receive the help and the answers that you are desiring. Yes, they absolutely understand. Even though they have not been physical, they understand how difficult the journey is. So you don't have to worry that you're insulting them, but that is not a lovely friendship. And I want you to have beautiful friendships with the angels. So you cannot insult them and insult them and insult them and expect that they are really going to love helping you. So you can have a bad moment. Get through it as quickly as you can and be quick to show them gratitude and appreciation, because you are going to raise your vibration every time you appreciate all that's being done for you. You will stay open to their help and you will have less frustrating moments. So, the angels don't need to belong to any religious organization, and they do not. Even though most religious organizations recognize the angels want you to know that they belong only to God and they work equally for all. So, anyone who is trying to tell you you must be part of this group in order to find favor with the divine, they are not understanding the fullness of the Godhead. They have not yet really connected through their heart center. They are connecting through the rules of that faith, and they're not really getting the full meat of the faith. They're not getting the full journey. They're hurting themselves by limiting themselves. So the angels are not going to belong to any one particular group. They're going to belong to every group, and they're going to help every person who is willing to accept their guidance and their help. It doesn't matter whether you're in a faith-based group or you're not, whether you think of yourself as an agnostic or an atheist or whatever. The angels are still helping you to the degree that you are willing to allow them to do so. And that depends on how open you are. If they're pouring out blessings, which they are, upon you and everyone else constantly, because they are a part of the divine blessing team, then it's not that they are not doing enough, it's that you are not willing to be open enough to receive those blessings. They don't have to suddenly ramp up their blessing game if they're already 24/7 doing all that they can to provide blessings. You need to come up to where those blessings are and learn to be a better receiver. Now, before we have to go, and let me check the time because, oh boy, because I spent all that time in La La Land believing we were together when we weren't. Anyway, so before we go, um, yes, don't you love it when you receive signs? It's just so comforting to know that they are there and they love you so much. So ask for signs. Ask to be reassured. You're not doing this on your own. You don't have to, and there's no benefit to it. So ask for everything. Now, before we have to go, I know so often people will use angel cards or tarot cards or go to readers, and the question is always, will I? And then there's dot, dot, dots. Now, I got to tell you, I'm facing the window, And the angels just sent a beautiful robin. So, there's just never a time when they are not with us. And that robin sings and sings and sings, and it's so glorious. So, thank you, angels, for that beautiful, beautiful robin. Thank you, Robin, for being part of the blessing that I received this day. That's really wonderful. So, now to answer this question, the will I. Will I get that new job? Will I get that raise? Will I find the love of my life? Will I, will I, will I? There is only ever one answer to all of those will I questions. And the answer is, if you are in alignment with it, and it is for your highest good, you will receive whatever it is that you are hoping to receive. So, when you are in a situation where you begin to formulate that question, oh, will I get that raise? Get out of the will I space and into the space that says, I am receiving my highest good. I am open to receiving everything the divine want to bless me with. Be open, be receptive. If you feel you deserve that raise, see yourself getting the raise. See yourself, oh, this is so magnificent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so delighted to receive this raise. Get out of the place where you are questioning and into the place where you are receiving. The magic happens in the receiving. You formulate the idea for what you need to be receptive toward in the asking, but you can't receive in the asking place. So get into the receiving place. It's your place of expansion, it's your place of connection. It's the place where you're going to receive the guidance you need so that you are available when those raises are being handed out. So ask the question, but quickly let go of the question and get over into the place where you are ready and willing to receive. Will you? It's up to you. If you are willing, the divine are always blessing. So, sorry guys, that's all I have today. Oh, 4 butterflies. Oh my gosh. This is so fabulous. I love this. Do you see what we are creating together? We are bringing so much love together that all of you are experiencing miracles of manifestation. These little signs and wonders, the birds, the butterflies, the music, the joy, these are just indicators that you are in alignment with your greatest good, and it will continue. So be open, be appreciative, be excited and delighted about everything that's coming, because that's the way you're going to change your world. And with enough of us gathered together in love, that's the way we will change the entire world. We don't need to be in that competitive state. We can do this through cooperation, through love, through joy, and through peace. So thank you all for being here with me. Thank you for being loving beings that are truly making the world a better place. And so I am sending to each one of you all of my love and my deepest gratitude. Thank you for being here at this time on this life journey. You are making a difference in the world, and I am deeply, deeply grateful to each and every one of you. So until next time, So much love. But I gotta go. And I promise you next week, if I don't see any of the stuff on the screen, I will not keep talking. So thanks for bearing with me, guys. Lots of love. Bye.